Hey everybody, welcome back to day 9 of my YouTube channel, Mental Health is Wealth. If you're not familiar with the channel, basically I just speak on my own mental health issues that I've had growing up and that have been heightened during the quarantine, as well as speaking with other people about what they're kind of going through, just so it doesn't only revolve around me. That being said, I have a couple announcements I'm really excited about. I'm going to try the podcast thing. I know that you're probably sick of hearing about people's podcasts, but you're going to have to suck it up because I'm doing it. But basically, I just found a host site. I uploaded everything, all the audio from the videos I've done prior. They're all going to release tonight at 8 p.m. I sent a submission over to Spotify and Apple to see if they would post my podcast on there. So fingers crossed that they'll be cool with all that. I just want to shout out my friend Chris, who reached out to me and suggested I do a podcast format, just since not everybody has time to watch videos, which I never really thought about. And that's why I really love getting all that feedback from you guys, because it helps me with my ideas and just propelling what I'm trying to propel. Anyway, in that same vein, he also mentioned, and this will be the topic of today's talk, that I should try out one of like the meditation apps and just see how it affects me and then talk about it. So I know that there's a bunch of different apps and whatnot. He just suggested Headspace. I'm doing like a 2-week free trial just to see what's what with it, but I'm going to speak on the 5-minute meditation session that I did today, which was my first, and this is my first time meditating like for real. So I figured it would be an interesting thing to talk about, and I'd love to get the feedback that other people have with their meditation processes and how they think that it's helped them. So just to go back to some of my previous videos, I deal with anxiety, and not only like in the mental sense of it, like kind of just getting nervous about the future and about the way people perceive me, but it also manifests itself physically. So for me, my jaw kind of locks up. I've been told by like the dentist that I grind my jaw like when I sleep. It hasn't like screwed up my teeth, but they can kind of tell. And then on top of that, I feel like a tightness in my chest sometimes, and sometimes it reverberates down to my stomach, but that's only like when I'm extremely stressed and you start to feel ill, don't want to eat, etc. But anyway, that's just basically how my body processes stress. So I want to talk about what my first session was like, and it was super basic. Like I said, only 5 minutes, and I'm going to read some of the stuff I wrote down just because, one, on the podcast, you're not going to be able to tell I did it, and 2, I just want to make sure that I convey my thoughts in the right way without omitting anything. So I immediately noticed, based like on the breathing stuff, how unrhythmic I was breathing. Like I'll take a deep breath and then just like not breathe for a while, followed by like sharp breaths that, like, so it's very erratic, and there's no consistency with it. And the first thing I noticed was that the voice or whatever was focusing on just that rhythmic breathing, having a pattern of breathing where you're able to kind of build up momentum with it. And I immediately felt more relaxed by doing that. I felt like my jaw was kind of unclenching, and that's something that happens like subconsciously. I don't always notice it, but my chest as well was just decompressing. My stomach felt great. I was very present. And on the mental side of things, I felt like my stress and anxiety just started to melt away. I was able to focus on the goals that I have, such as for this podcast and for my other endeavors, without the external noise of self-doubt, which is something that's always ringing in my head, as I've mentioned before. And on top of that, I even had a couple ideas about like this episode flow into my head. I knew I wanted to do something on my meditation experience, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to talk about. But I felt, because I was so present and my mind was just flowing so freely, that I was kind of able to, on the fly, come up with a couple ideas, which I wrote down in like 2 minutes, and now I'm here in front of the video talking to you guys. But anyway, that was kind of just the 5 minutes that I had with meditation, and I will certainly continue to do it more often because it really made me feel a lot more present, a lot more relaxed. I was able to not nitpick, but analyze some of like the physically unhealthy traits I have, or I shouldn't say traits, but actions that I have, such as clenching my jaw, having a tight chest and everything, and just being able to notice that it's occurring and then fix it and feel better about myself after. But anyway, I love the concept of inhaling the good and exhaling the bad. I know it's kind of a cliche, but just for me, because I have tended to bottle a lot of things up, I felt like when you exhale it, like I'm releasing all these things that I kept like trapped inside of me. And it's like, it does feel like a weight's being lifted off your chest. You do feel a lot more relaxed. You feel a lot more comfortable and confident and ready to proceed, as opposed to just, sit there and not do anything and allow these feelings and past experiences to weigh you down and ruin your day. And I guess just as a final thing, I left round one feeling a lot more conscious of like the energy and the forces that I want to have in my life, and just connect with in general. And I felt ready to take on the day. So I hope that this was a short one, just kind of an experience that I just had like 5 minutes ago. And I wrote it down, and I apologize for looking down from time to time, but I just want to be as candid and not miss any of the points I was trying to make. So if you guys have any more suggestions, please leave them in the comments. If you want to subscribe, feel free to do that on my YouTube channel, or check out my podcast. I'll put the link up once that's fully running. And I just appreciate your continued support. Love you guys. And I hope that this might help some people if they're looking to at least try meditation, that they should just go and do it, and let me know how you feel. But anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I will be posting this later tonight.